So between these two subs, there's about 150 pounds sitting on this little Walmart table, and I'm worried for it. I hope it doesn't just collapse in the middle of the video. But we have on your left the Sundown Xv6. It is a 15-inch sub, and then we have the Xv3, my current sub that I've been using for a little over a year now. That's also 15 inches. And you guys can kind of spot some differences right off the bat, right? Probably the motor structure. That is really the biggest difference in the depth. The overall diameter and everything is the same, but that motor force that the Zv6 has over the X is the difference in height. It is a pretty heavy sub coming in at just under 99 pounds, maybe 95, 90 pounds or whatever, something in that ballpark. The Xv3 is more like 60, 65. So there is a huge difference in that motor. There also is a difference in voice coil layers. So it's an 8-layer voice coil on the X, or excuse me, on the Z. The X has a 4-layer voice coil. And it's not so much for power, although we do have a power advantage of 2,500 watts on the Z versus the 2,000 on the X. But it's better at giving that power, transferring that power into sound. So that's extremely cool to see that 8-layer voice coil on the Z. Now we do have a difference in spider as well. You guys can probably eyeball, if you can see it from your angle, that one is a black spider on the Z and the X is more of an orangey yellow spider, I guess they probably call it. So there is a difference in spider because of the difference in power rating and motor force, all sorts of things. Tensile leads on both are very thick. You get really good terminals, so that's always going to be there. And then you get the mega roll surround on both subs, but I think the X has a little more shallower depth to the cone than the Z does, so you get a little bit more X max out of the Z, so it's going to be a little bit better on those lows, and the lows should be louder. So that's what I'm all about, is those lows being louder. Now I did reach out to Sundown before I bought this and said, hey man, my guy down there, I said I'm looking into maybe getting a Z, but I'm also eyeballing the DefBonts 3515R. Their 15 watt, that'd be terrible. Their 15-inch 4800 watt speaker, I think it is, their subwoofer, I think, something around there. And so I want to know which one's better. And so he, of course, being a Sundown guy, of course he's going to tell me Sundown is better. But he did say that despite the power rating difference, that the Sundown should be better pound for pound because it takes less power to get the same output. So that is good for those who don't have a mega system or don't have a lot of electrical going on in their car. They don't want, have to buy a 5,000, 6,000 watt amplifier to power their sub. You can get away with 25, 3,000 watts if you want to. I'm actually going to be using a 5K on my sub. I was currently using it on the Xv3, no problem. So I don't think I'll have a problem with the Z. So there are a lot of cool differences. Again, the motor's a big difference there. The spider, the 8-layer voice coil, everything is just a step up between the two subs. Now, I've metered my Xv3 a long time ago, but not on my current setup. I would think I was getting mid 140s on around, I don't know, 35 or so hertz, 33, 34, something like that in my Lexus SUV. But it's been a while since I've metered it, and I don't want to put it back in the car now that I have both subs out. I may meter it, but I need to break in the Z. It's brand new, just got it today, so I haven't even plugged it up to the vehicle yet. So it needs a break-in period. So I may try to do an SPL test between the two and see which one gets louder in the same car, in the same box, in the same environment, same song, whatever. So I may do that for you guys if you're interested to see, but this is more like a visual of what the differences are between the Z and the X. The Z is just a step up in every regard than the X, and it has a 500 watt power boost, although it's conservatively rated at 2,500 watts. You know that you can get much more. I'll be putting a 5K to it, which is more than enough. I think safely put a 3,500 on there. Maybe even a 4,000, 5,000, you got to be careful. So that's what we're going to do, is be careful. But that's the differences side by side. The Z is a little bit taller because the motor is a little bit bigger, although everything else is structurally pretty much the same. Same basket, same diameter, same mega roll, a little bit deeper cone for more X-Max. It's still double stitched. All that stuff is still the same, so you know you're getting quality all throughout the lineup. So the next step for me is to put this inside my vehicle. I'm going to go through a break-in period. I drive a lot for work, so I will have probably 24 hours of break-in period. Probably will take me maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks to do. So I'm going to break this in as much as I can. and then we'll really crank it up and see if I notice a substantial difference in output and brute force between the Z and the X, like Sundown states I'll have. So guys, leave me down below in the comment section if you have a Sundown sub. Which one are you using? SA, Z, Neo? What are you using? I want to know what you're using in your car setup. Out of these two subs, the Z and the X, which one do you think truly is the better buy for the money? Because they are both expensive. Let me know which ones you think is the better option. And we will see you in the next video when we get it in the car and do some demos. Take care, guys. Subscribe if not already. We'll see you later. Peace.
You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.